Hello! Today I'm gonna play Only Up, because I want to feel something, and I hear this game is really punishing. Hopefully it's as good as, getting over it. We'll see. I have some level of hopes. Oh, check it out! Sky map. Only Up. Looks interesting. Alright. Okay, slow-mo button. Walking button. Sprint. Cool, cool. So that's the start, eh? Who are you? Oh. Can I not get on this guy's porch? There's two people there. Start? What does it mean by start? Hello? 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 Nobody's there. Cool. Oh, who are you? Hello? Ooh, look at all that stuff. Alright. I can... Oh. Interesting. So... what else is there to see around this, dump? Let's see here. Is that a parent and child by the looks of it? Yep. Seems to be. Very... oh. Interesting. Oh, hey, what's up? Porch? Oh. Sorry. If you have a phone, you can... wait. What do you mean exactly? I should also enlarge that so I can read a bit easier. Oh, resume. I'm just having a look around in this game that I heard is very difficult. I am very much looking forwards to whatever pain I get to enjoy from this game. Oh, cool. C changes camera. How do I undo? Okay. So that's behind, that's over shoulder. Trying to get on porch earlier. Oh. Wait, are you referring to this game or something else, like an actual porch? Because I have not played this game ever before. Nice! Congrats! Actually getting around to doing the recording is one of the toughest parts of recording. I have no idea how big this city is. Oh, hey. This guy's standing with, I would assume, his daughter? And they're looking at the sun. Oh no, I can't make it to tomorrow. I will never reach the horizon. Oh, what's this? A car? In a dirty old rundown garage? I don't think I was supposed to be able to get in here. Did I accidentally break the game already? Cool. Good to know that, okay. Oh. Is... okay. Oh. C. Or, no, it was 1. Okay. And then, that's to crouch. There we go. I made it out. Important note. This is a trap. So, I guess this is supposed to be a different area. I don't think I'm supposed to be over here. I think I was supposed to start way back over there. I just want to explore. There's so much to see in this filthy, run-down town. Oh. I can definitely see where the difficulty in the gameplay comes from. I think I was supposed to go along that thing to get here. Oh well. Hey look, a guy's on a TV, and there's a lady on that building, I think. Technically, probably. There is a question of, oh, Goblin Town. Neat. Is that what this is? Goblin Town? Old man is watching you. Thanks, Obama. I feel like that is what that was supposed to be. As a guess. Maybe it's just an old man. Oh. I have seen some gameplay of this game. I think the beds are supposed to launch you directly upwards. Based on what I've seen. But aside from like a few minutes here and there of YouTubers playing it, specifically the VTubers I've been watching playing it, I don't know a whole lot about this game. Whoa, music. Sweet. Hey. Not bad. I don't think I was supposed to come this way, but I'm here anyway, so...
Sometimes it's hard to choose the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat. We learn from our mistakes.
Oh. Sometimes... Wait, it's a chicken! It's 3 chickens! Move aside, 3 wolf moon. It's time for 3 chicken wall. I think I'm supposed to go across here, maybe? Possibly. And then I can go up this. Ah, yes. Then I can make it into the, pipe hell over there. Neat. Oh. Ah, I see. The difficulty comes from how glitchy the game is. I see, I see. Good to know. Nice. I'm sure that... Oh, look, a person's just... Is that like a little girl over there? Yeah, just catering... Oh. That is spooky. That is a very creepy face. Oh my god, my face is kind of... Hang on a second, am I wearing a Gravity Falls hat? Is that Dipper's hat from Gravity Falls? What kind of t-shirt am I wearing? Ah, the sun, it burns us! Ooh, a throne. And now, up. And now I am the leader of the throne. I have taken the, what's it called? Porcelain throne. That's it. Alright, onwards and upwards. Let's see here, what we got.
It's very hard to make a choice when you don't know where it will lead.
I mean, for some people, I guess it's difficult to do that. For me, I just, I do whatever. Whee! Up. So if you fall, you end up back down there. Cool. Neat. Very interesting. I see that there is, some stuff over here for me to climb. I'm really not too worried about this, though. If I end up back down there, that just means more place to explore, right? At the same time, I can imagine that after a few hours of working away at this, things would get a little bit tense, you know? Even through all my tough talk, I can feel my chest seizing up just a little bit. Nothing I can't handle, though. So, let's see here. I could jump over there, and that could get me up there faster, but this way has more stuff to see, I'd say. Ugh, the sun is so bright. There's so much stuff down there, though. Wish I could go down there and see what's got, but I'm not sure where I'd end up if I jumped. I saw that there was a lot of stuff barred off by invisible walls. So, I'm not sure if it would, like, just kick me back into the map if I ended up in the wrong place, or if I would have to restart. I suppose on the one hand, that wouldn't be the worst thing possible, but on the other hand, I don't know, would it be a good thing? But there's so much stuff I know that's above me, so that would mean less time to explore up there. I could always come back. Quite easy to get back down, actually. Thanks to gravity. Look at all that stuff up there. Look at it. There's so much stuff. There could be like a mini mall up there for all I know. I wonder what these pipes connect up to. Is there a city in the sky? Are these sewage pipes? I've been contemplating the idea of changing my identity from a green mage to some kind of sewer dweller. Rename myself Sludge. And just say, whatever, I live in the sewers now. I've been thinking about the Ninja Turtles a lot lately, too. They are still the coolest. But the dynamic of the Turtles is probably what's most interesting to me. Because each of them is more than just an archetype. They have personalities. At least, then again, I'm basing all this off of the 2002 Ninja Turtles, or was it 2004? It's, the one that followed up the 1990s Ninja Turtles, where it was a lot more serious and a lot more intense. But they still had just this really unique way of showing the characters, and each of them had their moment to really show who they were. So Leonardo, yeah, he was serious and he was a leader, but he still had a bit of a goofiness to him. Like, he was okay with being goofy. And they all showed that to some extent, which was nice because, you know, they're still teenagers. They still had an idea of fun. It's just their lives were in a sewer being taught how to fight by a talking rat. I also liked seeing when Michelangelo got a bit more serious. So when he realized he had to take care of his brothers as, like, an actual member of the team. It's also funny to think... Oh. Whoopsie. Oh, I thought I pressed shift. And then I just kept walking. I also pressed jump and then I didn't jump. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oops. Every time I do that, I'm just gonna fall further. So, wait. Is this... Ah, I see. So I don't need to hold down walk. I just click, and then he walks. And then if I ever not click, he will... Oh. Start doing whatever I did before the click. That sounds about right. This is weird. My chat screen is super blurry. I'm probably able to read well enough. It's not like I've got 100 people in here, right? Just us. So, now I keep on going. And going, and going, and going, and going, just like the Energizer Bunny. Is that faster? Probably. Oops. Hey! So then I keep going. I should probably take it a bit slower, honestly. Alright, so then I keep going. There has to be more for me to talk about than, Oh, I was talking about the Ninja Turtles. I'm not sure where to go with that next. What else is there to talk about? World's a weird place right now. I feel like this game is somewhat fitting. Where does that go? Where does that go? That seems to lead over... So I'm looking at that pipe over there, which leads over to there. I'm trying to get up there, so I don't think that that path would be all that useful. Oh. I should have gone in the other direction. Whatever. All works. So then, where does that go? That just circles back around. Okay, I think this is where I was... Oh. Before. Gonna turn back on walk mode. Try and get over here. Ah. Now I feel it. The anxiety, the stress tensing up. That's what I was looking for. I feel like I'm just talking so blasé. Which, probably an improvement from my mood today. You ever feel like the world's just forgotten you were there and it doesn't seem to care? Like a piece of food that got dropped under the couch, like a stray chip that falls out of the bag and whoever was eating is just like, whatever. And that's how I've sort of felt these days. And I've also seen that's a sentiment that I'm not the only one who seems to have. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot to be said, but it's not gonna be said because it's an uncomfortable thing to think about. I don't know. Comfort's a weird thing these days. I wonder where the world's going. Kind of a... what's the word I'm looking for? Open-ended question, maybe? Probably not. Vague question, perhaps? Dunno. Well, either way, climbing up pipes is an activity. That's something I haven't thought about. The longer you spend going slow, the more painful the fall becomes.
There is something strange going on with this world, though there has always been something wrong with it. What everyone clung to, the stability, has been shaken. Maybe this is a chance for me.
I think that's the character I'm playing as talking. I'm not sure what they just said. I might need to beat the game again later. That's fine. I'm sure it'll be much the same strain as, Getting Over It, where it's about beating the game over and over again until you, get a good feel for it. So on this run, I think I'm going to avoid all beds until I actually learn the map. I get the feeling I should be going up this train.
The railroad was opened here 120 years ago.
Huh?
My grandfather worked here. I often went to see him. My grandfather worked here for 60 years, and then he died.
Oh. Oh, I see. That's quite a way to tell a story. The implication there is that, you come here, you do a job, and then you die. Pointless, aimless, lost, meaningless. That sounds like the way it's portrayed, really. They came, they did a thing, and then they died. It's just very morbid. Very apathetic. It's lacking in the emotional pathos, I guess. Is that the word I'm looking for this? Man, that sun's annoying. Somebody should get rid of it. But, I guess what I mean is the emotional gratification that I got from, getting over it. There was something to it that, like, even when it felt...
If you want to go quickly, go with friends. If you want to go far, go alone.
What? This is gonna take me back down, isn't it? Or is it? I'm not sure. I can't see that far ahead. Haha, I called it. I had the feeling it was just gonna fall down. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't remember. Must've been something. Probably nothing important. Things I talk about aren't always important, but they're always something to talk about. That's sort of the nature of conversation, though. It always
From here,
meanders
you have a great view of the favelas. This is where everyone lives in poverty, which is hard to get out of. This is where my whole life and the lives of my goddamn parents have been.
The cynicism coming out of this kid is just palpable. Not sure if I would use palpable there, but like, talk about cynical. On the one hand, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you're stuck in poverty, I'm sure it's gonna suck. You get no choice in the matter. What? Oh. I've already forgotten what I was talking about. I'm sort of... Oh, right. Before I was replying to what they just said, I was talking about how conversations meander and weave and bob. They don't really make a whole lot of sense out of context. And this is kind of a, condensed version of the insanity that is a conversation like that. Because they say something and then I reply to it without fully being aware of what I'm replying to, I guess. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about right now. I just know that I am going up. There is only up. That is the rule of the game. So that goes that way, and that goes that way. So I think I want to go this way. Because this would be a shortcut, I think. Boxing matches? I mean, I was thinking more like rivers. They just sort of flow. Boxing matches are more like arguments. I get the feeling I may have made an incorrect turn at some point. Whatever. This should do. Oh, oh no. Oh no! Ah, crud. Well, look at all the stuff I'm passing. Hey. Cool. Well, at least I'm not all the way back down. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh, that's the worst part about this. I'm having a conversation and then I fall because I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then it just derails my whole conversation. It's a long hike up a short bridge. I'm going on a long walk on a short dock in a pair of snazzy cement-filled shoes. Nah, lead-filled shoes. That's snazzy. I did say no beds, right? Yeah, that makes sense. There might have been something I missed up there, and I wouldn't want to miss it again. So, every time I fall down, it just gives me more chances to look for more stuff. Oh. Cool. Man, that sun is bright. I feel like that's intentional, though. They wanted to blind us. That's kind of lame. Oh, hey. Hachiko. Who's a good doggy? Who's a good doggy? You's a good doggy. Do you know the story of Hachiko? It's really sad. And, it's actually been referenced quite a few times. Like, Futurama did a reference of it. Hachiko was a Japanese dog that, he would wait for his master every day at the train station. It was, I think, Shibuya train station? And, one day his master died at work, and Hachiko didn't know that, so he waited there every day for the rest of his life for his master to return. This is a real tearjerker of a story, even if I didn't do the story justice. It's definitely a story I would recommend looking into. I feel like that's something I want to work on at some point. My storytelling ability, specifically. I want to know what's over there. But feels like the game really does not want me going over there. But I feel like there's something over there. I want to check it out. Oh. Aw, that's lame. I call hacks. Oh, night mode, of course. Man! See, all of those stupid invisible walls.
We need to get to the top. I'm sure we'll make it. I wonder what awaits us there? The unknown is frightening. Sometimes it's hard to choose the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat. We learn from our mistakes.
I can't even read what that says anymore. Oh, there we go. I'm going to... There we go. Why does chat do that? I feel like it might just be easier for me to, I don't know. It's weird because chat just lowers the resolution. Maybe it's something to do with it saving resolution for the game and for the stream. Dunno. Either way, time to go back up. Should be easy enough. This part was simple. And now I'm just gonna sprint through it, I guess. Oh. He says, and then starts screwing up. Oh. Oh, hey, what's up, dude? Are you taking a picture of... Wait, that's the same kid as upstairs. Get out of the way, kid. You're in my way. There we go. And up. There is only up. There is no down. Probably. I just wanted to see what was over at that, building. Turns out, the building was a lie. Though there are a lot of people around down here. I guess the, character did say that this whole thing is a twisted mess of mangled horrible, or something like that? I don't remember. Something along the lines of, this is a slum, and his goddamn parents have lived there all their lives. Wonder what song this is. Not bad. But, I think generally you have to go through every area, but there's probably multiple paths in each area or through each area.
Sometimes it's hard to choose the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat. We learn from our mistakes.
That I've heard like 3 or 4 times now. I feel like I first heard it over here. So what would be the fastest path up to the corkscrew? I guess over here. Wonder if I could make that jump. I think I missed. I think I made a bad jump. Whoops. Whatever. The sooner I learn how to make the fastest path, the better. So, over here. And then up. That wasn't intentional. Can I not go up there? I guess not. So, perhaps over here.
Sometimes it's hard to choose the right path,
No.
but don't be afraid. You can always repeat.
is it all-
We learn from our mistakes.
So slow. Oops. And I'll go. Oh, come on. The fact that it takes so long to get back is what's annoying, I guess. Oh well. I've got all the time in the world. And as long as as long as you're here, that means I'm gaining, the path to making money off YouTube. I do have an idea, though. I started working on a short earlier today to try and boost my, follower count, or subscribers, and my plan is as follows. I'm going to advertise that I can make plush toys, and if I reach a certain number of subscribers, I'm going to do a video on making plush toys. And that there is my master plan in a nutshell. Then again, I feel like that would not go over super well because most people are like, you don't have to, like, or what am I saying? If you want more subscribers, you're supposed to make the good content, and then subscribers will follow you for the content. You can't bribe subscribers with content. Which I say,
Sometimes
I
it's
tried
hard to choose the
doing
right
lots of
path,
content,
but don't be
and I
afraid.
tried to make
You
it as
can
good as
always repeat.
possible.
We learn from our mistakes.
and frankly, doing good content for no payoff, of which I got very few subscribers from that. Oi! What the? What's going on here? I mean, yeah, the shorts were a thing, but the thing is, the shorts that actually got views took a long time to do. Like,
Sometimes it's
some
hard
of
to
them were
choose the right
even
path, but don't be afraid.
longer
You
to
can
make
always repeat.
than
We learn from our
my
mistakes.
best performing videos, which took almost no time at all. Like, currently, my best performing video from my, I want to say 30-day challenge, because I feel like it was failed, but at the same time, I'm actually still quite proud of it. Whoa. I feel like it's gotten darker in the game. What was I saying? Anyway, I feel proud of the 30 days of content I made. And, from what I learned from that, it isn't always about, making good content. Sometimes it's just luck. I do want to do a lot more streaming because the whole 90 days was intended to just get me better at creating one specific kind of video. So I could be more comfortable making a 5-minute video. What I learned is it was not that great of a use of time, to be quite honest. Also, I'm so ticked off that I'm at currently 68, oh no. No! Oh well. 68 subscribers. I'm one short of the funny number. One subscriber short. I'm so ticked off about that, but I really don't know how to bring people in. Once they are here, I find that the ones that I get in are pretty loyal and like watching my content. The thing is, I don't get a ton of feedback, so I'm not totally sure.
Sometimes
Maybe
it's
I
hard
should
to
just be
choose the right
consistent
path,
and
but don't be
do
afraid. You can always
regular
repeat.
streams
We learn
regardless
from our
of the
mistakes.
quality, and then slowly over time improve the quality of my streams. I don't know, it's really difficult to figure that out because I'm basically working entirely on my own. I am pretty happy to be streaming right now, though. Earlier today I was just really depressed and isolated. That's kind of how things are most of the time. But there's also the pressure of knowing that I need to move out. There's a lot of things going on in my brain. I am pretty much an example of everything that is currently insufferable. Or not everything that is currently insufferable about society, but an example of someone who has to deal with all of it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. I just feel like I am somewhere around the bog standard.
Sometimes
but I'm
it's
not
hard
sure
to
if I
choose
am.
the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat.
I don't know.
We
I'm
learn
not sure
from
how
our
to better
mistakes.
phrase that. I am the poster child weirdo, I guess is how I would put that. I mean, I have pretty much all of the... No, I can't even say that. There's a number of things about me that aren't, like, part of all of them, or all of the problems people of my generation, so millennials, face. No, there's definitely a lot of things I don't have that a lot of people face. I guess what I'm thinking is, the loneliness, no work, not a lot of job experience, not a lot of friends, you know, that kind of stuff. I guess it's mainly the loneliness and some of the mental health issues. Actually, probably a lot of them. Anxiety and depression, for sure. That's fun. It's not fun, that's sarcasm. I don't know. What is it that I don't know? I don't know what I don't know. Gee, that's helpful. You're welcome. That was sarcasm. Uh-huh. Am I just talking to myself? Uh-huh. Is that really normal? Yeah, probably. Should I be worried about this? Nope. You know what I find really annoying and obnoxious? How common it is for people to say, just go get help. And then no one helps. I've been through the mental health system enough times to see that they are... like, they're doing their best, but... it really feels more like nothing is happening and I'm spending more time learning to take care of myself than anyone is spending trying to help me. At which case, why did I even bother going to a mental health professional in the first place? Like, I went through, what was it? A year ago, something at the hospital. It was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a clinic for helping people learn how to deal with life. And they gave just the absolute worst advice. And if I ever brought it up to them, they were like, oh, that's just your opinion. And they just brushed off every single one of my concerns. Really? Neither of them were mindfulness? Interesting. Also, it's good to hear that, you got him into counseling. Hope it helps. What was I talking about? Probably mental health stuff and how the advice being given in that clinic was useless. One of the things that they suggested was, like, outright hostile. It was, the idea of coping ahead. Of which I'm not a big fan of the idea of coping. It's like, it gets you through a moment, maybe. And normally through unhealthy means. So it's like, it is endorsing doing unhealthy things because they feel good. It's like scratching until you bleed because it makes the itch go away. And for the cope ahead thing that we were told about, it was like, imagine the worst possible scenario. Freak yourself out. Give yourself a panic attack. Ensure you get a panic attack. And then figure out how to not be panicked. Like, that's not good advice. They told you how to make yourself miserable, not how to deal with the problem. It's like, make the problem worse and then you'll fix it. Like, no, if you're gonna give any advice, maybe, you know, talk about things that you worry about don't tend to be as bad as you may play them up to be. Whenever you imagine something, it never turns out exactly as you imagined it. That's something that I've learned. If I can fantasize about something, I can be certain it will not happen. What was that? Oh, it's a train. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I asked for clarification, and the worker I was working with was like, yes, that is exactly it. You want to give yourself a panic attack. Like, you are endorsing making people have panic attacks. That is terrible. This is a terrible idea. So, you know, I did finish that, the whole thing. Honestly, I feel like it was a waste of my time. I didn't keep any of the relationships that I made there, so none of the people I'd met there will I ever meet again. So, that kind of sucks. On top of that, it's like nothing I learned there. Like, I can't even say I learned anything there. What I got out of it was, did it, like, freeze or something? Oh no, it flew back. I see. Huh. The tower that we climbed up seems to be the most colorful. Or is it that one there? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the things I learned there. So, I wouldn't say I learned anything in the clinic. What I ended up with was, basically a bunch of half-baked platitudes and bad advice, of which anything that would have been even remotely useful, I had already figured out. A lot of my problems come from the loneliness and isolation I deal with on a daily basis. My family is incredibly distant, in a matter of speaking. Like, they're here, but I can't talk to them freely about anything. I don't trust them, because every time I have, they turn it on me, and I end up being vilified, even if it's a misunderstanding. So it's more just hostility. Maybe it's more perceived than it is actual hostility, but if they're giving me anxiety attacks based only on limited information and situations, it's like, it doesn't make me feel like I should trust them. If I'm going to be put in a position where I feel like trash, I have no interest in sharing with people anymore, or sharing with my family anymore. I've certainly tried. I've put in the effort to, you know, open up with them and be honest, and I just can't. It's terrifying, it's unpleasant, and it feels just pointless. So I don't anymore. Or at least, I try not to talk too much about anything that matters a lot to me. Even if I have a good idea and I need someone to bounce it off of, I don't trust them anymore. I don't really trust anyone, though. I certainly don't trust mental health professionals. I've been to a number of therapists that just... When I go to a therapist and I'm spending money, I expect them to be, you know, compassionate, thoughtful, try do their best to, you know, not make me unhappy, not scream at me and make me feel miserable, which, they did not do a great job of. Oh, could have gone around this way. Oh well. Anyway, the last therapist I was with, I already have anxiety about money, so when they yelled at me, that was not fun. Water. Anyway. Yeah, trust is a difficult thing to gain. Lots of people are just trusting, but I can't help but question. That's why I don't really take my problems to other people. I'm clearly more than happy to speak openly about them. I don't know, though. I can't be the only one. Like, I know all too well that a lot of the problems that I see myself facing, I hear other people facing as well, so I feel like a lot of what I have to say about my experiences might help. Though I would say, not trusting people, not the best way to go. So, my coping mechanism is
You won't make it. You're a
isolating
kid.
myself and
Go
all
back
that.
to the favelas.
Actually, the isolation
Your
is
friends are there.
something
Your
different.
destiny and life is there. You have to seek happiness there. Get a job in the favelas and live there. There are many like you. You have to be with them and not stand out. You won't make it. You're a weak kid. Go back to the favelas. Your friends are there. Your destiny and life is there. You have to seek happiness there. Get a job in the favelas and live there. There are many like you. You have to be with them and not stand out. You won't make it. You're a weak kid.
That's
Go
something
back
that
to
I've
the
heard
favelas.
all too
Your
much.
friends are there.
But I'm not really sure if it's something that's actually been told to me, or if it's something I sort of perceived out of something totally different. Like, did I imagine that people have told me, you're going to fail, just give up already? Or is that actually something that I've been told? That's something that I've noticed is a serious problem with just life these days. It's become difficult to tell the difference between reality and the comprehensive nonsense that is the internet. When fiction becomes fact,
To get to the
because-
new one, you first have to make a jump and get off the ground, not knowing what the future holds.
What? Oh. To get into the air, right. What was I talking about? That totally threw me off. It was probably something about, not knowing what's real and what isn't anymore. Like, at this point, it's more just, you have to learn to think critically on your own. Yeah, I'd say that's the case. For most things, anyway. Where to next? I guess up here? Not up there. Over here. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so... and then up here. Cool. Yeah, reality doesn't make sense anymore. And when people making stuff up is treated to be every bit as valid as, someone who's being honest, or when lies are treated like the truth, that's when the universe sort of breaks down, you know? So, where does it all start? Where does it all end? What does it even mean? Keep out. I'll show you keeping out.
My father worked here as a driller, and he always smelled of fuel oil. I was afraid of him and hoped that one day he wouldn't come back from work. He drank a lot and often beat my mother and me, but that's in the past.
You'll never make it to the top. You'll never make it, you bastard.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm still scared of him.
That's spooky. Looks like there's perhaps a faster way if I go this way. Oh! Ah, shoot. I take it back. Oh! Please. Hey! I made it. I survived. I might not have made it. Okay, I totally survived. Cool. Now I need to figure out how to get back. I don't think that way is the way. That is not the way, me brother. Sorry, memes.
You won't make it. You're a weak kid.
Shut up,
Go
elephant.
back.
He's the elephant in the room. We don't like to address him. Okay, where was I? Ah, yes. Back this way. I'm not gonna do that again. I've learned my lesson there. Anywho. What next? And that's, like, surprisingly deep and philosophical, despite, it just being a regular old question. How can I tell if I'm insane or not? On the one hand, insane people don't think they're insane. On the other hand, I really can't tell if I'm the one who's gone crazy or if it's the world that has. Because both of them completely make no sense anymore. I spent a good portion of the day questioning if I was actually awake or not. Oh, great. That's no good. Oh, man. Well, at least I'm back here. Okay, back up we go. I don't know, what's your take on, epistemology? How do you think we know what we know? And is reality real? How can we be sure if it's real? If I can think and be uncertain of if I'm awake or not, is reality really there? There's also people that can think, but theoretically, are they even real? Wait. Oh. What? Can I just... Seriously? Can I just ride this thing the whole way? How far does it go? Did I actually even need to... What? Wait, is this thing magic? Does it just make it all the way up for me? Seriously? I had no idea. Well, that's what I get for, not trusting technology, I guess. Man, I could have saved so much time. So much time. This is like the third time I did that. Well, now I know. Just trust the machines, I guess. Man, you're not supposed to trust machines, are you? I mean, I have my own theory on that. The idea of, a tulpa, which I'm not sure if you read about, but being able to project oneself into another comprehensive being. If you can convince yourself something is true, then does that make it true? The answer is kind of, which is absolutely insane to me, but at the same time, it makes sense. Like, the whole, if you can make yourself believe you can do it, and then you do it, that's basically the same thing. It's the idea of creating reality by believing it's real enough, while at the same time, it's all within your head. So, what is reality anymore? What is fiction? What is anything? My solution is that it doesn't matter, and as long as we're here, and we can perceive, then I guess it doesn't matter. But the idea of, I think, therefore I am, is kind of proven false by that, because how can you be sure that you're thinking? In certain moments where I get into the zone and I stop thinking, does that mean I cease to exist? By which point, object permanence should be an important factor in that. However, if someone never thinks, hypothetically, and they act without meaning, so I suppose questioning the existence of animals because you can't be certain if they're thinking, or even other people, can you question the existence of another person if you cannot hear their thoughts? Well, Why do you need to watch someone else? Well, I guess there's that. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on this whole thing. The idea of understanding what is real, what isn't, and comprehending our own existence, I feel is simultaneously more simple and more complicated. It's more simple in that the reality of the situation is the world simply exists. They don't exactly operate independently. They can operate independently. There is a procedure where you can sever the left and right hemisphere of the brain. However, while they are connected, they do have some crossover. There is some connection. Or, wait, is that exactly what you said? You do know that people's brains... Yeah, so you pretty much already said it. I guess my thoughts on it are more... humans are incredibly curious things, and living organisms... That still doesn't put into perspective my exact thoughts, though. I've thought about this, but I haven't actually said it aloud before. Before, when I thought about it, it was more, in my mind, the idea of fire. Like, literal fire. So, fire works as a constant chemical reaction. And when you think about how a human is on a molecular level, how our cells bring in energy and then output energy, the give and take of it all, we are effectively constant, ongoing chemical reactions that are far more complex than fire, but with essentially the exact same goal: to continue the reaction. We are self-sustaining fire. Which is kind of my view of it. But at the same time, the universe as a whole is very complex. It functions in such a weird way. For example, a star works by eating through the energy source it has in its core, by fusing together, hydrogen atoms, and then helium atoms. And then by the time it makes it all the way up to carbon, it dies. Because carbon absorbs more energy than it puts out. So, therein lies the core of the problem. Wait, what problem was I talking about? I've already forgotten. I was looking around. But my idea is that the universe is such a weird, fascinating, chaotic place. Always moving towards entropy. And everything you have said... Okay, there we go. Now I can see it. That actually ties into something else I was thinking about the other day. I can't even remember how many days it was ago. My brain sort of clips together into this weird mess. How to best put it all into perspective. Humans are ordered atoms that compose chaos-fueled creatures. We are, by nature, disordered. We seek out the best way to survive by a lot of random chance and a few things that are ordered. But we continuously move towards entropy. Which, in itself, is kind of fascinating when you think about how our society works. We force ourselves into these super-ordered, inhuman states, and then we become disordered through it all. Does any of this actually make sense? We push ourselves to be what we're not, and we end up with more chaos than what we started. Does that make any sense? It's hard for me to really be sure. Any case. I'm just gonna make it along this pipe. This seems like the safer path. Oh, there we go. Alright, so... Nice. And then over there. But, yeah, do you see what I mean? To any extent? The idea of humans being chaotic entities in an ordered world. It certainly does have a negative impact on us. Oop. Hey! Haha, I survived. Okay. Oh, I have to be more careful with that sprinting. From what I've experienced, with the right mindset and the right capabilities, you can change just about anything about ourselves. We can change just about anything about ourselves. It's just about finding the right mindset and comprehending ourselves enough to understand how to do it. The issue is actually being able to understand enough about ourselves, because we are very complex. Within yourself are the answers to which will tell you how to change yourself. Which, that path alone is incredibly convoluted. It wasn't until I started speaking openly to myself about who I am, what I really want, and how I intend to get there that I was actually able to make changes. Like, as an example, before I even started the whole streaming and internet stuff, well, I wouldn't say before, because I technically started back in high school, but then I put it aside, because I was told to. Because I was put on medications that I really should never have been on. But, when I realized that the medications I was on were impairing my ability to think, I made the active decision to stop taking them, which was, in hindsight, a terrible idea, and it put me through a lot of very difficult stress for 6 months. Effectively, a 6-month withdrawal that showed in the form of a 6-month-long, unending panic attack. It sucked. But making that step towards changing myself, towards actively deciding to go through with the painful process, made me realize if I'm willing to put up with the pain, to increase my pain tolerance actively on my own, while being aware of it, it gave me the ability to decide what to change. The issue with changing yourself is every time you do it, it is significantly painful. Because the way we are programmed, we find the things that are the least painful to avoid problems, so if something hurts, we avoid it. But if you want to change yourself, which we're not supposed to be able to, our brains are programmed, or they tend to be wired in a way that if you force yourself to change, it will be painful, in a way that is near incomprehensible. I really should write out a map. Well, I have one, it's just I don't know how to best... I have a lot of goals that I don't want to talk too much about openly, because I'm worried about failing to meet those goals by virtue of talking about them. if that makes any sense. Then again, I'm right on the edge of wanting to give up on the goal and just do the whole streaming thing completely on my own. What I'm saying is, what I have in mind for how to map out the human mind is what I put into an application to a very specific group that does streaming like this. And I worry that if I share that, then again, I feel like it would be beneficial for others, but then again, I don't know for sure. And then I get into this whole then again back and forth loop, which doesn't help. But from what I understand of the human soul, I guess I would call it, is that it contains 3 parts, and it is not exclusive of the human body, because the human body is part of it. You got your body, your emotions, and your mind, or body, heart, and mind. Each of them is integral because each of them plays a role. Your body is your physical form. It is what contains everything, and if you take care of your body, it becomes a lot easier to take care of your emotions and your mind. Your mind is the most static thing. So I'll probably get back to that a little later, but first I should probably explain the whole heart part, because your emotional needs are things that are deep down. You can understand them. It's very difficult to do simply because we tell ourselves it's difficult to do. And we work on this implicit premise of, I feel this way, but I can't say that I feel this way, because saying I feel this way doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? I should probably keep moving in the game. But there's a lot more to emotions than that. Man, this is all stuff that I've thought about extensively, but I've never actually talked about, and that's something that's kind of important if I'm going to share the information. So I need to figure out how to best... The worst part is all of the examples, I'm happy to hear that, because I have a lot of heavy things to talk about. What I did find is each space in these 3 areas, like, the way I view it, body would be emblematic with a forest. It is something that grows, it changes, but overall, it stays relatively similar. It changes, it adapts, and it needs to be fed, but it doesn't completely shift without a lot of work. Emotions are like fire. They feed the forest with ash and nutrients, but if your emotions get out of hand, they burn too much, they burn too hot, or even if they burn too little, if they shrivel up and... what's the word I'm looking for? If the flame in you dies, that is also bad. It's about finding balance. It's about finding a way to care for your emotions that they are tended to like a good bonfire. I've sort of saw that as, sort of a volcanic region of the mind, which I've also found it is in that exact region where you will find the forge, the area where you can actually shape who you are. It is within your emotions and your intents that you are genuinely able to shape your personality. Keep in mind, this idea of a metaphysical forge within your mind is, well, it's difficult to explain. I just use the term forge because it's something that resonates with my visual learning style. But the point is, if you were to treat yourself as a ingot of iron, in the same way it looks painful to heat a lump of iron white hot and then pound it into shape with a hammer, that's a very similar thing to how changing yourself as a person works. Because in order to do that, what you need to do is find the fault that you want to change, or the very specific part of you that you want to change. It doesn't necessarily need to be a fault. I use the term fault because when I'm thinking of this, I used to be a lot more critical of other people and very much a hypocrite. I would say, oh, this person's an idiot and they're wrong, without fully acknowledging that I am also an idiot, and I have a propensity to be very wrong very much of the time. So, Once you've found that fault, or that thing you want to change about yourself, then comes the painful process of reshaping yourself. It is an active thing that you must constantly do in order to fix. So, for me, I had to, every time I got into the thought process of, oh, I'm better than them, I had to stop myself and remind myself, no, I'm not better than them. It was upsetting, to say the least, because nobody likes to remind themselves that they suck in a very specific way. And in the same way, you need to be very careful with how you would hammer a piece of iron to make sure that you don't break the blade. You need to do the exact same thing with your personality as you are reshaping it. The concept of that is, yeah, what I do that is wrong sucks, but I need to be careful not to say anything else about me sucks, because that would destroy my self-esteem and hurt me instead of working to improve me. So you need to be precise about what you're attacking about yourself while still building yourself up, reminding yourself that you are a good person and you can improve on the things you want to improve. And that's the work that needs to be done. So that's kind of the whole thing with the Soul Forge concept. But there's two aspects to each region that I mentioned. So with body, it's the idea of mortality, reminding yourself that you are alive, you need certain things, so shelter, food, water, things of that sort. The volcano region is something that you need to remember to tend to, take care of, and use to better yourself. And when it comes to the mines, that is the most spooky place for me. Actually, second most spooky. There's a spookier place that I'll get into. With the mind, it's, yeah, exactly. Now you got it. With the mind, it's like a giant ocean, an Arctic Ocean full of icebergs. Along those icebergs are little bits of things that have crystallized into knowledge that you believe to be solid. But most of the knowledge will flow in and out, kind of like a river, but at the same time, all part of a larger body of knowledge. You know that you knew it at one point. Perhaps you'll forget it. It sinks down deeper into the ocean to points where you can't even remember it was ever there. But to focus on the whole iceberg thing, there's one large iceberg, which is a collective of everything that you believe to be crystallized and true. Being able to be rigid in some things and knowing what to be fluid in is the biggest balance problem that I've found with the mind, the part where you need to be able to parse through what is true and what is objectively false, while understanding that you can be wrong about just about anything. It's more a matter of testing the ideas and questioning constantly. The more you question, the more chances there are that you'll catch something that isn't true. However, there's also the chance that you may...
Some say that soon no one will need oil, but it is unlikely to happen sooner than in 20 to 30 years, and meanwhile oil is still a resource that people kill for.
Dang game. That sounded important, but... the idea of taking care of the mind, parsing through what is true and what isn't, and making sure that certain things don't crystallize into icebergs while ensuring other things are reevaluated and hardened, is kind of what I was getting into with that. There's also the worries of what is under the water, beneath the surface, because there are certain concepts that I found are openly hostile to us. They are fears and anxieties that exist in what we understand. So, fear of the world burning down is something that I have. Because, climate change and all that, it doesn't really help. And beneath the surface, I have this anxiety. It's like a giant, horrible fish with hundreds of blades. More like a centipede than a fish, but it lives in the water. I feel like there's a picture that would best describe what I am thinking of, and it is not a pretty idea. But the concept of things that scare us live beneath the ocean of what we know is sort of at core there. Then, at the center of all three of these places, there's a very, very big hole. It is a dark and almost empty place. it's not necessarily bad, but it is where all the things that we dislike about ourselves end up. So everything that you conceptualize about yourself that you just hate, that you can't stand to think about, the things you want to sweep under the rug, that's where they end up. That is your personal abyss. And what I found is at the very bottom of it, where all of the things you dislike about yourself coalesce, that becomes your shadow personality, your shadow self. It is the angry creature at the bottom of the abyss that stares back through you when you look into the abyss. I think it was Friedrich Nietzsche. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Friedrich Nietzsche that said, when you stare into the abyss stares back through you. But there was more to that quote, and I don't remember the whole thing right now. But the point being, emptiness doesn't look at you. Emptiness can't see. It is by nature nothing. Quite literally. So it isn't nothing that's staring back. It's something that is part of you. And if you are to delve into there, of which I would highly recommend coming to better understand yourself first, so visit all 3 of those places first, and then go into the abyss, because what you need to do is reconsole with yourself. There are things you won't like about yourself, but they're part of you, whether you like it or not. And it's about being able to understand that there are things you can change about yourself, and then there are things that you need to acknowledge before you can change. It isn't about being unable to change yourself. It's about being unable to accept the things you need to change. Yeah, I'd say that's a more accurate statement than saying there are things you can't change, because that's just not true. So, that's sort of my 2 cents on it. I do have... Oh, I think I did... Yeah, I'll see about making a proper video on that. Perhaps what I could do is clip that, and then repost it. Or better yet, maybe I should clip it, make a transcript, and then try and improve on that to make a more complete video. Where am I supposed to go? Huh. I think I need to get over there, perhaps? Oh! No! That's no good. Oi, hey, buddy. Cool. So, now I need to go all the way back up there. That's cool. I don't have the slightest idea how long that, that whole thing took. I don't know, what do you think of, my view of it? I am interested to hear some feedback on my idea of how the human mind works. I wonder if there's a better way. Probably. Okay, so... where even am I? I mean, I know I'm at this drilling plant. I don't quite recall everywhere that I went between when I started that and where I am now, because I was so focused on the discussion. Oh yeah, I remember this place. Oh, there's a bed there. But I said no beds for this run. I have no idea. the anatomy of the situation is completely foreign to me, and I struggle to fully comprehend it, so I'm not really sure how it all works. So that is a question for you to ask him. Mental health is weird, isn't it? I was thinking earlier about how there's... Every time I am unfortunately in front of a television, I always hear at some point or another, oh, we need to talk about mental health, and then no conversation is ever had about mental health. Interesting. Wonder how long of a... Oh. That was not all that long of a way to travel, was it? I guess I spent most of the time just talking. Anywho. What else is there to think about? There's always more to think about. It's more a question of what's going through my mind at the moment. Oh, I see. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, there are beds. Ah, I see. Interesting. Oh! Ah, not again. Okay. Back we go. And jump. And jump. How many times am I gonna have to go through that before I actually get up there? Dunno. I'm sure that I'll get faster and faster at this. Maybe I should jump back down to the bottom for fun. Eh? No. I'm not gonna do that. That sounds like not a lot of fun. Whee! Oh. Whee! And then jump. Ha! And that elephant said I'm weak. I'll show you weak. I can barely lift 5 kilograms. How much is 5 kilograms? I think it's like around 3 pounds to a kilogram. I don't know. Someone will have to check my math on that. You know what's weird? The point of which I feel like mentally exhausted, because it's this weird situation where sometimes I want to keep talking, but my brain is still trying to catch up with what I just did. I think that's a matter of improving my speaking ability. I guess there's like a... Oh, that's why my hand was slightly over. On the wrong side, I was pressing E instead of W. That is the magic of video games. What was I thinking about? The point of which my brain is all like, I'm tired and I do not comprehend. After talking for a while. Yeah, that's something I need to work on. Man, I wonder if I'll ever make it. Like, if my dream will ever come true. It's so easy for me to slide into this sort of doomer mindset where I'm like, it's impossible. I should just give up. Oh. Oh, that was close. Ah, I see. Good to know that I'm not alone. Then again, like, in any measure of thinking, there's always going to be someone who understands how I feel. The question is, will I ever find them? Because that is a complex matter, I suppose, of which my brain is very much focused on. Where do I go next? I think it's here. Yep, it was indeed there. And then there. Ah, I see now. Aha! I've figured it out. In front of a mirror? I don't know about that one. Mainly because, like, I'm really good at talking to myself. I talk in front of the mirror all the time. I can talk to people. If I know that there is either no one there or there is someone there actively, then it's a lot easier for me to talk. The issue, the thing that keeps me from actually being able to reach my full potential is a number of different anxieties. It forms this complex situation where I know I need to keep talking, but I know that whoever's listening isn't going to reply anytime soon. There's also the additional pressure of, I don't know when they'll reply. With something like making YouTube videos, it's weird because, like, it's partway me doing it for myself and another part me doing it for other people. But I know that it'll get, a reply fairly soon. Or at some point. I know people will see it and either decide to listen to it or not. What's that? Isn't that Karl Marx? That looks like a statue of Karl Marx. Why is he here? Oh. I see it now. It's some attempt at, Marxist philosophy, I guess. His ideology wasn't actually about communism. It was just about the idea of, everyday people taking control of the means of production. So, think less of the people should overthrow the rich, and more the people should be able to, control what they do. Which is a bit of both. The way I see it is, it's more in line with if everyone were to make their own Etsy shops, like everyone made their own Etsy shops and manufactured their own stuff. That's how I would interpret Marxist philosophy on the workers controlling the means of manufacturing. Or at least that's how I think it would best be done, because frankly, if you try and get everyone to work together, it just never works. There's too many things in the way of, like, actual proper... What is that? Is that coming from the factory? Or from this pipe? There's just a cloud there. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about, Marxist philosophy. And, communism and capitalism. Honestly, capitalism isn't really capitalism anymore. It's more oppressive fascism, fueled by capitalistic tendencies, vague capitalistic intentions, or tendencies. Because, frankly, most people work their butts off to not actually be in control of anything they do. The whole idea of capitalism is we're supposed to be able to, we, as a society, should be in control of the markets by voting with our wallets. But because of how things have gone with huge corporate conglomerates buying up other huge corporate conglomerates, creating what is effectively duopolies, it becomes this whole problem where we don't even have a say anymore. I don't know about if the bottom takes too much control, because if the bottom takes too much control there, I guess there'd be a lot of disorganization, but at the same time, as long as there is still law and some semblance of order, then it doesn't really matter, because even if people are stupid and making dumb decisions, it all comes back to it doesn't matter, because the effects of one person shouldn't have that much impact on others. That's the whole point of being at the bottom. Everyone is there. In fact, the core of capitalism is supposed to be about having a minimal amount of limitations to entering any market. So, anyone should be able to start a company and create competition, which is what would drive down prices. It's the nature of capitalism in how it's supposed to function. What we have currently is not capitalism at all. It's weird, and it is effectively the most destructive thing I can think of, because people don't even get to choose where they work, especially not in America. The most oppressed workers are in America, because once you start working somewhere, your healthcare is tied to that job. You cannot choose where you go to get your doctor, because you have to stay within the system. The whole thing, and the way it's sold, like, one of my guilty pleasures is actually watching American media and learning about the American systems in place for political systems. And it's horrifying how some of the things are being sold as the opposite of what they are, and other things are being degraded as the opposite of what they actually do. So it's just this really weird situation.
Birth, kindergarten, school, army, institute, factory, death. Hello, kinfolk.
Huh. What was I saying? It was probably something. Oh yeah. I mean, on the one hand, I do like listening to it and hearing about it, but on the other hand, it's not my country, so I really have no say in it. I do like to talk about it, and examining these things from an outsider's perspective, I feel like gives me a unique take on it all. But I have no say in it, and everything that I do say is effectively not important. Yay, I made it. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt is all I'm saying. I guess there's also the fact of, America is basically at the center of the world right now, and if something happens in America, the whole world feels it. If something happens in America, if America sneezes, that means Canada will soon get a cold. I think that is how I would put that. And jump? Yeah. Ha! In your face. I will do as I please. Is anyone up here? Yeah, basic necessities should definitely not be monetized. I feel that electricity in this day and age should be free, but there are so many problems with that it just can't be. Currently, our world is in a very, very bad way, and the systems in place that have put it in this way sort of incentivized things getting worse, because that's just what was expedient. It's difficult to really put into perspective, because the world isn't cruel, it's just really callous. Like, if you look at meat packing as an example, it is perceivably incredibly cruel. The way the animals are treated is horrific. effectively being processed while still alive, but having their brains mashed up enough that they can't even fully comprehend it. I should definitely have put some warnings on this, but the thing that's most horrifying is none of this stuff is, like, intentionally cruel. It isn't about causing pain. It's about the expedience and cost-effectiveness of the process. It's about turning livestock into monetary gain in the fastest and most effective way possible. And the fastest and most effective way possible is incredibly cruel. So, when I see people suffering, like ordinary, everyday people that feel lonely, forgotten, and abandoned, it's not because the world hates them. Hell, I've been in that position, and from day to day, I do tend to feel like I'm in that position, and I know it's not because the world hates me either. It's because the system isn't really catered to caring for people. It's about the economics of it all. So, you know, we have to care for each other if the systems don't. And frankly, the systems in themselves are not people. They cannot feel empathy or sadness or pain. They simply are what they are because it's putting money in someone's pocket, and if they have enough money, they don't need to care. Yup.
It's a strange feeling. I've never been this far away from home.
Oh, cool. I'm far away from home, I guess. Wonder how long it normally takes people to get to, this point in the game. Oh. Was I supposed to stay on there for longer? Dunno. In any case. I can't read what the last... Do you think there are things that shouldn't be monetized in that sense? Honestly... Oh, I guess that was the same question as before. I just couldn't properly read it because the text is blurred in, here. So, I would say that, healthcare, that is something that should be open for anyone to receive. I believe that, yeah, if, taxes need to be increased for it to work, we would still be saving money on socialized, or I guess not we, because I live in Canada. We have social healthcare. Oh, come on, mate. There we go. I don't know. The way I see it, healthcare is definitely something that should be free because everyone has the right to, you know, be alive, to be able to survive and not be terrified that should something bad happen, like something treatable, that they will die anyway, simply because they can't afford to be alive. Huh. That is one sad pony. Construction site. Aside from that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like pain is part of life, though, so it's hard to really put into perspective what we should have to go through and what we shouldn't. I don't really know, actually. But then again, when I say I don't really know, actually, I'm thinking about things that I have not even said. Some concepts like suffering are kind of just part of the human condition. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, some point or another you'll become restless. You'll seek out new things. You'll have to deal with pain one way or another. It's just sort of an inevitability in being human. So, how should we view that kind of a thing, and should certain things be put in place so that we avoid certain amounts of pain? That's not really something that I could say one way or another. Maybe I could with enough time and thinking. My brain is already kind of mush. There's also a matter of... I'm saying things in the moment now, but at what point will I be certain of if I've gone too far, or if I've not gone far enough? Where are the limits currently? Like, in this conversation. That's the weird thing about human mind. Looking for what you're supposed to understand about yourself is not a straightforward thing, because the inner machinations of how our minds work hide things that are painful. It is an unintentional aspect of who we are, and no, not who we are, but what we are as humans. Avoiding pain is a natural response. It is what our bodies are trained to do based on our DNA. It keeps us alive longer, is what I'm saying. I would not say dwell on things, because if you're not finding new things there, then you need to find new places. Learning about yourself comes with experiencing new things. Like, you know how they say, oh, the answers were inside of myself all along after someone goes on a very long soul-searching journey? Yeah, for sure. Being able to know when you've made a mistake and know when you're going to make the same mistake is a big part of learning. So, yeah, that's progress, for sure, 100%. I feel like I could write a self-help book, and I don't want to because I think those tend to be terrible. Maybe I'll just write a self-help pamphlet at some point, perhaps. No, self-help video. And by self-help, I mean, I'm just gonna map out the things I said earlier. Where do I go next? I think I need to drop down here. Then go across there. Ah, I see it.
What a person really needs is not a state of peace, but the striving and fighting for some worthy goal.
What a person needs isn't stable peace, but the striving and fighting for a stable goal. Gee, that's kind of on topic, isn't it? Oh! Hey, check it out. I feel like that would be entertaining for me to take a string of non sequiturs created by AI and weave it into... Oh, crap. Hey, guess where I'm at? Woo. Neat. Now I'm back here. Now I have to go through the whole construction site again. Isn't that great? But yeah, I would be down to do that. I've done stupider things before. I feel like there were other areas that I was supposed to go through, but I can't be totally certain. Yeah, I don't think there were. Yeah, I'm probably thinking about a short section I watched in someone else's video, but I wasn't paying super close attention to what they were doing, so I probably missed when they... Or they probably used beds. Dunno. Either way. Yeah, that sounds like a interesting project. Self-help video devised by robots. I have the feeling this goes over there. Then maybe... I want to go to the up house. I bet that'd be interesting. That's where I was headed before, and then I fell. Because bricks. And I was just like, oh, bricks. They're basically all one thing. My hubris got the better of me, didn't it? Well, that's on me, isn't it? I bet I could get ChatGPT to give me a bunch of platitudes, and then I could just mix those all together. Better yet, what if I were to make my own imitation of imitation of AI? Yeah, that would be fun. An imitation AI created by a human. So, not even an AI at all. Just me talking in a way that's nonsensical and non sequitur, so that I can pretend as though it was made by an AI. How long ago was it that I did that video? I'm trying to think of a video I did a while ago, of which I think it was a short, maybe? Nope. It was, Unisan Galaxy's video that I did, a review of, but I, chopped it apart so that it sounded robotic. That was one of the cooler things I've done. I should go back and rewatch that. I remember being proud of it. I don't remember if it was actually that good. I don't think it got that many views, though. I really want to see more content that's experimental like that, but it just doesn't come up in the algorithm all that much. I guess it's because it's so unusual that the algorithm doesn't know what to do with it. So, maybe there should be a tag for that. Hashtag experimental stuff. It'd be nice if I could be seen by more people online. I feel like I've got a lot of cool stuff to say, but nobody's... Well, I've got you. I just want a bigger audience. I, like, practically froth at the mouth at the idea of having lots of people listening to me. Max headroom. I don't know. From what I know, VTubing... Actually, did it start with Kizuna? I thought it did start with Kizuna Ai, but I might be wrong. I know that prior to her, there were digital performers like Hatsune Miku, and oh, I just realized I accidentally gave a call out or shout out to I don't know if it's okay for me to say their name again, because they aren't even here right now, I don't think. Well, if, hey Unisan, if you're watching this, sup. I acknowledge that you are there. But, oh great, my mind has gotten all muddled up. 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 Yeah, I did it. I made it to the top of the up house. Look at these balloons. Okay, what was I doing? Only trouble is... Oh. Yeah, I'm a very hinged person. I'd prefer to keep myself grounded. The thing is, the kind of audience I want is everybody. Like, I feel like everyone needs a bit more of a stable reality now than ever. Because right now, everything's just sort of falling apart. The world is falling apart. It's impossible to tell what's real and what isn't. I'm not even sure if the VTubers that I like to watch are even sincere anymore. I just want something to make me feel grounded. And that's exactly what I intend to do with this. Well, in part. I'm still trying to figure stuff out, but... how do I get up? I'm not even sure if I've found my voice just yet. I don't think I've even heard of Max Headspace before. I should look them up. Sounds like they were quite the interesting individual. I've been all over the internet for the most part, so it's not really a surprise to me when I miss stuff. When I say all over, I mean, like, I haven't inspected every corner of the internet, like, thoroughly with a fine-tooth comb, but I have been to every single part of the internet. I've seen some scary stuff. And it just reminds me that right now, in this era, we need someone who's grounded and willing to be a leader more than ever. Frankly, I think I'd be happier off if I could just calmly and quietly keep working on plush making. Oh, hey, I made it. Of which is actually something that I have been working on past couple days. I mean, I do need to ensure that I have some kind of income while I continue working on VTubing, so my plan now, keep working on the whole plush toy thing and keep improving, make money, reinvest the money, and eventually, in theory, with enough time and hard work, I'll get to where I want to go. I do need some more backup plans, probably. But like hell do I want to go back to school. And, my family is very, very much pushing me to go back to school. Because they think that is the best way to live my life. And frankly, I've lived my life at home for so long. But then again, I didn't even get a choice. Well, I got... did I get a choice? The only choice I had in, what schools I went to, it wasn't even in what I did. I didn't really decide that. I was just sort of told, hey, you should do this. And then I did it. And when I picked my schools, I just picked the one that was closest to me. Huh. Was that like, I feel like I need to look that up for sure now. Max Headspace. Parody is something that I do sincerely love, so it sounds like something I'd be into. What time frame was this guy around, and what exactly was he? Or them. I don't know. Where am I? Oh. I see. Neat. Hey, check it out.
If a man does not know which port he is sailing to, no wind will be a tailwind.
Look how high up I... oh. There's a long way to go left. Oh. I don't think this is a good idea. Okay, I see. Oh. Okay, I need to jump. Twice. There we go. Made it past. Oh, max headroom. Oh, neat. That does sound interesting. Somehow this sounds like... Oh. Oh no. Aww. Man! I wasn't even paying close attention. Oh, that sucks. Whatever. Back down I go. Man, look at all the stuff I passed. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, almost 2 hours. Not bad. Maybe I should come back to this another day. This was fun. Maybe I should do this again tomorrow. Maybe I should just play this game every day until I beat it. What? No, disassemble, am alive, can
Sometimes
die!
it's hard to choose the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat. We learn from our mistakes.
Woo. I think I might end the stream here, but thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. Oh, this means I have 2 more hours to my what's it called thingamahoosit? All I need is a total of 4,000 hours, watch hours. And if I can get 4,000, then I can start making money from YouTube. In theory. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks. On that note, will now end stream here. I hope that the audio quality was good, because the VOD is going up. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. How should I end my streams? I'll figure it out later. Later. I pressed the wrong button.